fan, and everyone who loves fighting games. This is your boy Geek Goose Gamer Top on the microphone, and there are pretty exciting and hopeful news, fam. Alright, fighting game fans, get ready. What if I told you there's a strong chance your next fighting game, maybe even Soul Calibur 7, is already in the works at Bandai Namco? Imagine a world where the clash of blades and the roar of a crowd are just around the corner, thanks to a single, tantalizing job listing. Ladies and gentlemen, stick around, because we're about to dive deep into the evidence, what it means for the future of weapon-based combat, and why this could be the news you've been waiting for. Okay, let's cut straight to the chase. The internet is buzzing, and for good reason. A new job listing has popped up from Bandai Namco, specifically for a game planner position. And here's the kicker. The description heavily implies development on a brand new fighting game. This isn't just a patch, not a DLC, but something entirely fresh. This isn't just some random rumor. This is concrete evidence directly from the source, Bandai Namco. The legends behind Tekken, Soul Calibur, Dragon Ball FighterZ, and many more are expanding their fighting game development teams. This is a huge deal for the genre. So, what does this mysterious job listing actually reveal? The listing, posted on Bandai Namco's official careers page, is looking for a game planner for a new fighting game project. It mentions experience in fighting game mechanics, character balancing, and stage designing. What's particularly interesting is the emphasis on planning core game loops and overseeing battle system designs. This isn't a junior role. They're looking for someone to really shape the foundational elements of a new fighting game. This points to a project that's likely still in its relatively early stages, but past the pure conceptual phase, it's moving into actual design and implementation. The listing also requests experience with competitive online environments and community feedback integration. This tells us Bandai Namco understands the modern fighting game landscape. A new title from them won't just be about flashy combos. It needs to be a robust, long-lasting online experience. And let's be honest, good netcode is absolutely paramount in today's FGC. Now for the exciting part. Why is everyone, including me, instantly jumping to Soul Calibur 7? It's not just wishful thinking. There are several strong indicators. First, let's talk timing. Soul Calibur 6 was released way back in October 2018. That's over 5 years ago. Game development cycles, especially for major fighting game franchises, typically range from 4 to 6 years. We're well within that window for a sequel to be in active development or gearing up for a reveal. Tekken 7 launched in 2015, and Tekken 8 just came out, showing a similar time frame. Second, consider the reception of Soul Calibur 6. While not a massive blockbuster like Tekken, it was generally well received by critics and fans. It brought the series back to its roots, refined the weapon-based combat, and offered a fantastic character creation system. It certainly left fans wanting more, not less. It re-established the franchise's relevance after a bit of a stumble with Soul Calibur 5. Third, fan demand. Go to any fighting game forum, Reddit thread, or YouTube comment section, and you'll see passionate Soul Calibur fans clamoring for a sequel. The unique weapon-based combat, the 8-way run system, the diverse roster, the deep lore all contribute to a very dedicated fan base that's hungry for more. Bandai Namco is a company that listens to its community, and the message for Soul Calibur is clear. Of course, we have to consider all angles. While Soul Calibur 7 is the frontrunner, what other games could this be? Could it be a new IP? It's always possible. Bandai Namco has a strong history of creating original content. However, launching a brand new fighting game in today's competitive market is incredibly challenging. Leveraging an existing beloved IP like Soul Calibur makes a lot more business sense. Plus, the job listing doesn't specify new IP, just new fighting game project, which could mean a new entry in an existing series. What about Tekken 8 DLC? While Tekken 8 just launched, the job description for a new fighting game project sounds like a full game, not just ongoing support or an expansion pack. Separate teams often handle DLC and new game development for major franchises, so highly unlikely to be purely Tekken 8 content. Could it be a revival of a niche Bandai Namco fighting game? Think something like Bloody Roar, or even the Turbo series from back in the day. Honestly, this is a stretch. While fun to imagine, the market for such a revival might be too small to warrant the significant investment of a brand new, ground-up fighting game project from Bandai Namco's core team. What about a licensed fighting game? Bandai Namco publishes a lot of anime fighters: Dragon Ball FighterZ, Jump Force, My Hero One's Justice, but those are often developed by external studios like Arc System Works, Spike Chunsoft, or CyberConnect 2. The listing seems to imply an internal development effort. So, while possible, it's less likely for this specific internal listing. This brings us back to Soul Calibur 7. It fits the bill perfectly, an established, beloved IP with a dedicated fan base, due for a sequel and developed internally by Bandai Namco. If this indeed is Soul Calibur 7, what do we, the fans, want and need to see for it to be a truly monumental return? First and foremost, excellent netcode. This cannot be stressed enough. In the modern game fighting era, rollback netcode is not a luxury, it's a necessity. We need stable, smooth online matches that accurately reflect offline play. This is crucial for competitive longevity and community engagement. Next, a robust and engaging single-player experience. Soul Calibur has always been known for its story modes, arcade modes, and even unique modes like Chronicles of the Sword. We want depth beyond just training and online ranked. Give us a compelling narrative, challenging AI, and plenty of unlockables. Then, the character roster. A mix of beloved veterans, Mitsurugi, Siegfried, Nightmare, Ivy, Taki, and Click, and exciting new faces. Soul Calibur thrives on its diverse personalities and fighting styles. And of course, the return of a robust character creation system. This feature is a hallmark of the series and allows players to truly express themselves. It needs to be even deeper and more customizable than before. From a gameplay perspective, refining the 8-way run system and ensuring balanced weapon-based combat is key. SC6 did a great job, but there's always room for innovation while staying true to the series' core mechanics. Perhaps new offensive or defensive mechanics that add another layer of depth without overcomplicating things. And finally, visually, we're talking about next-gen capabilities. Imagine Soul Calibur 7 running on Unreal Engine 5. The intricate details on weapons, the dynamic stages, the character models, it would be absolutely breathtaking. Let's get into some pure speculation, because that's half the fun, right? If SC7 is coming, what kind of new characters could we see? Maybe new wielders of ancient weapons, or characters tied to the lingering corruption of Soul Edge or the purity of Soul Calibur. The lore is rich and offers so many possibilities. And guest characters. Soul Calibur has a legendary history with guest characters, from Link and Spawn in Soul Calibur 2 to Darth Vader and Yoda in 4, and more recently, Geralt of Rivera and 2B in 6. Who would you love to see clash blades in SC7? Imagine someone like Kratos, or even characters from other Bandai Namco IPs like Dark Souls or Elden Ring. The possibilities are endless and always generate so much hype. What about the story? Will it continue directly from SC6's reboot of the original timeline, or jump forward? Will we see the ultimate clash between Siegfried and Nightmare finally resolved? Or perhaps a new generation of warriors rising to face the eternal struggle for the Soul Swords? This job listing isn't just a piece of paper. It's a beacon of hope for fighting game fans, especially those who cherish the unique feel of weapon-based combat. The gears are turning at Bandai Namco, and the sound of steel clashing might be closer than we think. So, there you have it. All signs point to a major fighting game project underway at Bandai Namco. And for many reasons, Soul Calibur 7 is looking like the top contender. This is incredibly exciting news for the fighting game community. What do you think? Is it Soul Calibur 7 or something else entirely? Let me know your predictions and your ultimate wish list for a new Bandai Namco fighting game in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button if you're hyped, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of fighting games. So, some pretty exciting and Bandai Namco's hope for its new division of the possible Soul Calibur. And to be fair, fam, I'm pretty excited. So, that's it for the speculation on Soul Calibur 7 news. So, thank you so much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some fighting games. Plenty of more videos to come by your boy, fam. AWEEEEEE!